Hello guys, welcome to Java Beginners channel. So today in this video we'll see the questions. So one is based on string and one is based on array. So the question is, so find the count of alphanumeric characters in a given string. So the test case is the input is a string and then the output is we have to return the count of alphanumeric characters. So alphanumeric characters means characters nothing but alphabets plus digits. If you see the explanation here, total characters in the given string are 9. Alphanumeric means alphabets plus digits. So alphabets means it may be an uppercase or lower case. So digits means from 0 to 9. So in the regular expression they mention like this. So small a to z, capital A to z, and 0 to 9. So these are the set of things allowed for alphanumeric characters, right? So if you see the input dollar hash percentile, so these three things are not belonging to the category of alphabets and numerics. So total length is 9. 9 minus unwanted 3 is 6, so it was 6 is the output. So let's go to the Eclipse and see the solution. So I have taken a class called count alphanumeric characters, and it is having a main method, and we have taken one of the user defined method to get the count of alphanumeric characters. So the input string is initialized over here, and then we are calling the method which gives the count of alphanumeric characters, and then we are printing it. So what's the logic written over here? So if you see in the method, they are passing the input argument string, and finally we are returning the count. Count means integer, so int. So such kind of method is designed, and here initially I am making the count as 0. So here I have taken a for loop for iterating the characters of a string. So our string index starts from 0 and up to the I less than str.length function. Then it is incrementing I++. So here I have taken an approach for finding whether it is an alphabet or a digit by using a predefined method called isAlphabetic and isDigit. So isAlphabetic is a predefined method present in character wrapper class. Here if you can see, so we have 8 wrapper classes, right? So in that, one of that is character wrapper class. So we are having the predefined methods in that. So here if you see isAlphabetic, we have written the class name dot isAlphabetic. That means isAlphabetic is a static method, so that we are calling it a class name dot this thing, and in final it is returning a boolean type. Okay, the argument we are passing is a character in the isAlphabetic method, and then in return we are getting a boolean. So similarly, to check whether it is a digit or not, they have a predefined method called isDigit. Same, it is also a static method. In return we get a boolean value. So what is our aim? Our aim is to count if it is an alphabet and also an digit. So what am I doing? Either this thing or this thing. I am doing the count plus plus, else I don't want to do anything. So I'm just counting the alphabets and numerics, right? So it's very simple, just two predefined methods present in the character wrapper class. So in Java you can check whether any character is an alphabet using isAlphabetic method and digit using isDigit method. Okay, so until this for loop happens, I mean until it stops, you get the, after finishing it you get the final count. So finally I'm returning it and just printing over here. Let's run and check. So total you got the 6 alphanumeric characters. Fine. Suppose I want to give something like, let me check for other inputs also. Hash. So here alphanumeric characters are 5, right? So we are getting, okay. So what if I give only this 3, right? So it's a satisfying for all the conditions. So all test cases are satisfied. So I hope you understood this question. So, and sometimes they may ask you count the non-alphanumeric characters. So whatever you get in this, just do the minus of the total length, then you definitely get the non-alphanumeric characters. Nothing but you can add a not over here, that is also fine. Okay, so this is about counting the alphanumeric characters, and sometimes they may ask you non-alphanumeric characters. So in this question we have seen, so we have learned two new things. One is is alphabetic method and is digit method. So let's go to the next question. So find the count of distinct pairs. So this is an arrays. This question is an arrays. Count of distinct pairs with given difference k in an array. So in the test case, the input are two things. One is the array and another one is a difference. Two things we are given. Directly the array is initialized. Okay, so we are not reading from the keyboard, and the difference is given as 2. So now our task is to find the pairs which forms the 2 as a difference. So if you see, they given the output as 3. So if you see the explanation, you will be understanding. 2, 4, the difference is 2. Please don't bother about the negative result. So similarly 6, 4, so it is also a 2 difference, and 6, 8, it is also a 2 difference. Don't bother about the negative difference. So let me tell you, here they are asking distinct pairs. Please concentrate in the question. Sometimes they may ask you all possible pairs, means that in that scenario you may have 2, 4 along with 4, 2, and here you can have 4, 6, and here you can have 8, 6. Total 6 possible pairs will be there. So you have to check the question whether it is asking distinct pairs or all possible pairs. Okay, so based on that you have to solve the question. So now they are asking distinct, that means no duplicate pairs are there, right? So what is my idea is, so how many array elements are there over here in the given array? So total 5 elements are there, right? So now we have to, first I point to my first element. Here I am pointing to the first element 2, and 2 will be checked with the rest of the 4 elements. 2 will not be checked with itself, right? Other 4, I mean 5, 6, 8, 4. Yes or no? Yes. So then again I will point to the 5 element called 5. Okay, and that 5 is going to compare with the rest of the 3 elements, but not with itself and before 2 also, because here they are asking distinct. Just go in a forward direction. So how many elements? This 5 will be compared with the next 3, nothing but, so 3 elements, and then the element pointing to the 6, okay, that is compared with the 2 elements, and then the when it is pointing to 8, it should compare with rest of 1 element. Okay, when it is pointing to 4, there is nothing to compare, right? So you should stop comparing itself there. So these many checkings are happening over here. So 4, 3, 2, 1, like it's 10 checkings are happening. So nothing but 2, 5 and 2, 6, 2, 8, 2, 4, like that it is going to check. So if any of the thing is matching with the difference 2, then that we just have to increment the count. So here if you see, I'll just show you the example. I said 2 is comparing with the 4 elements. How it is comparing? 2, 4, sorry, 2, 5, right? Next it's comparing with 2, 6, and similarly it's comparing with 2, 8, and next it's comparing with 2, 4, right? So these are the comparisons happening with the element 2. If it is element 5, so 5 should compare with the rest of the 3 elements. So like that it is comparing. So if you see here, The difference 2 occurs only with this possibility. So this is the possibility we are getting. And then in this, do you have any possibility? No possibility is there over here. Similarly, you may have two possibilities. What are the two possibilities? The element is 6 is compared with 1 possibility. Here you have 1 possibility, right? And here you have two possibilities, right? 6, 8 and 8 comma 4, no possibilities. So 2 plus 1, so total 3 possibilities are present. So these are the comparisons happening. So generally in an array, elements comparison takes place with a for inside a for. So this is the approach happens over here. So it's easy to found. Whenever you get the difference as given value, just increment the count. That's it. So let's go to the Eclipse and see the solution. So our question is count distinct pairs with difference k. Okay, so this is a main class and having a main method, and this is a user defined method over here. Very simple. So the array is initialized with the elements, and then difference is given, that is also initialized, and just calling the method. So what is the task we have to do here? So they are passing an array into the method. What is our method? Count pairs with difference of k. So they are passing the array and the difference. Okay, so initially the count is 0. I am iterating the for loop. Okay, inside that I have one more for loop. Okay, so I did not open it, so let me write it clearly. So I think you can see two for loops for inside another for. So I is equal to 0 and up to the length, and then this is, it is comparing from the next element. I said you in the explanation, right? So once let's see that. Sorry. So here if you see, first it points to the first element of the array, nothing but index 0, and it checks with what? Next index, so nothing but I plus 1. So that's why like that it is happening, and I plus 1 up to the last element of the array, right? So one element will be checking with the remaining elements in the whole for loop. So how to check this array of I and array of j is equal to the given difference? Then only, what does it mean? It's matching, right? So then we can count it. It's a perfect pair for our difference. So what am I doing? Sometimes you may get a negative value. Suppose you do this 6 minus 8 is a one combination. So if you do minus 2 will never be equal to 2. So this makes a little problem. So in that scenario, what am I doing is, so whatever maybe it is a negative, then I want to make it as a positive. So for that I'm using a function called math dot this absolute function. It is present in math. Math is a predefined class present in java.lang. Okay, so math dot absolute is a function, in that I am passing this expression. So if it is negative also, it gives you positive and then compares with the given thing. So there would be no problem with this. Okay, so then count plus plus. So similarly it iterates, the inner for loop iterates. Imagine the index I element is 2, right? So it compares with the rest of the 4 elements. So whenever it is finding, the count would be incremented, and once it is finished, again the index will change to the 1, nothing but it is pointing to the 5 element, and compares with the rest of the 3. 5 is compared with 6, 8, 4. So whenever it is having this thing, I mean a array of I minus array of j equal to the difference, then you get count plus plus. I mean you have to increment it. So until all the elements comparisons are done, you get the final count. Okay, so this is how you count the distinct pairs for a given difference in a array. So, and I want to tell you one more thing in this problem statement. Sometimes they may ask you count, not only count, they may ask you to print the pairs. Okay, print distinct pairs and print all possible pairs. So in that scenario, what can you do is, instead of count, if they ask you to print possible pairs, what to do? Let me show you that also. So guys, if you see this, if the control is entering into the if, what does it mean? It's a possible pair, right? So if it is a possible pair, just print it there itself. So how to print a pair? So this is the way we print, right? Comma and the number. What would be the number? I'm just telling you the bracket, then there will be a number. What would be the number? ARR of I. Then you'll have a comma. Comma means it's a string, right? Again you put the comma, and after that you want a number, and that number is coming from ARR of G, right? After the number, then you have to close the brace. So it is a string, right? You have to give it in the double quotes. Where is that? Okay. So you got a pair, and then again we want the comma, and the next whatever the few things will come, you get it, right? Or else instead of comma you can just give a space, it looks good also. So let me show you what are the possible pairs. See, it's printing in the next line. If you want in the same line, then you can remove the ln. So all the possible pairs you get here. Okay, so these are the possible pairs you get. Okay, suppose if you want all possible pairs, in that scenario just make this I plus 1 to 0. That's it. So let's run. So are you getting all the possible pairs? I said you 6, right? So 2 comma 4, again you get the 4 comma 2, again you get 6 comma 8, 8 comma 6, same thing. This is all possible pairs with the count of the pairs, and again what I showed you, print the distinct pairs and count of distinct pairs. So you have seen 4 types of questions, so any of the question you can answer if you learn this, right? So I hope you understand this question, and I hope you enjoyed it. So for any suggestions, for any ideas regarding today's video, you can write in the comment section, and if you want the previous questions, watch my previous videos, and for latest videos and updates, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.